that win out in their groups, but also there's going to be a match between the 2 second-place teams to decide that. So, you know, whatever you can do to make it easier to get to that point, very, very important. We're going to be heading on out here. NRG moving on to 3-3. Skyfoxes, much the same.
Both teams moving out here. Going to be meeting here on this left flank on the point. NRG having a little bit of that early point presence and a lot of early damage coming out to Bud. Skyfox having to back out, rotate around here to the right.
NRG gets a little bit of reward there. Better position in the point. Clone Man getting chunked as he turns the corner. NRG in a good spot, but Izar now under pressure, gonna fall. Skyfoxes took the time to heal, then they go back on in, and they evict NRG from the point. Should be Skyfoxes getting first control.
That's not just an eviction, that is a crushing. That was an incredibly good engage for Skyfoxes, just pinning stand 1 from the charge of Clone Man. Clone Man also very far ahead in the shadow right now, so very decisive from themselves. NRG now going to have to rotate, going to go coming through this mega room here, potentially contesting the high ground.
Skyfoxes now going to be holding
just
up on the high
rotating
ground
again,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, NRG's going straight to point, and you're going to see Mac here going around, and they get Byram immediately. The rotation leaves Byram out in the cold, and Skyfoxes, as a result, they get to hang on to their resources here, get a free fight, and build up even more.
And that's the risk you run when you go main, is that you have to be worried about that engage from the high ground. And that's exactly what Skyfoxes is. They caught out Byram there on the rotation. That it was kind of an early transfer Mac, but it still worked out. Or not trans, but amp, I should say. Yeah. As you see, Clone Man hiding for the sneaky shatter.
Here we go. Right now, we're going to call this bumper mode right now, where he is hoping that this ends up being a boom. He's out over here, sneaky Reinhardt, and what he doesn't realize. Wait, are they going to drop down? They're dropping down. Clone Man, shatter from behind, connects.
That is a 6-man. That was a 6-man shatter right there from Clone Man. Drop the emote. You've earned it. You've earned it, Clone Man.
Oh, he's earned it because think about the risk that was involved there, where this is the timeline where he gets to emote and be like, yeah, that worked. There's a timeline where NRG looks down and just completely destroys him.
Actually, I thought that stand 1 saw them because you see them pause for the rotation from that Mega Pack room, but they didn't see him in the corner. So great ult there from Skyfoxes, continuing to hold point.
Bud's about to get Graviton up here, could set up phase quite nicely. Skyfoxes coming back up a bit. NRG looking for a way over the point. Now for Skyfoxes, you can just take your time here, make NRG make a decisive move on you, and then counter-engage in turn. Now Skyfoxes moving forward. Should be what they're looking for. Bud's going to find the time to drop the grab. Here we go. Barrier up for the Skyfoxes. Self-destruct in for phase. What is it going to get here on towards NRG? Not going to get what they want. Meanwhile, NRG counter-engage. Smek self-destruct. Also not going to do a whole lot. Both teams still 6-on-6. NRG, though. Barrier up. Stand 1, though. Going to fall. Skyfoxes. Good focus fire with the rally in progress. Clone Man under a bit of focus fire here. Able to back out a bit. Still full power for the Skyfoxes. NRG starting to bleed away. Once you lose Brigida, it's very tough to sustain.
Clone Man doing so much there again. I mean, it was the bunny hopping of ults, but he hits another great shatter in the middle of that grab, gets 2 people, gets 2 to 3 people actually, and just allows the cleanup, allows the resource to continue to build up for Skyfoxes there. So Clone Man right now being the MVP, obviously a lot of setup from his team. It was a great grab, getting a lot of those early bubbles out. So well placed from FaZe, but still just incredible, or from Buds I should say. But very, very good stuff from Clone Man.
Also a good amount of setup from NRG, where NRG walks forward, they don't check all of their corners, and they give Clone Man the dream.
And I think NRG in that fight also needed to be a little bit more aggressive. They were playing it in a very... It was tough because they were essentially equal in the ults, but they had to get that initiation first. It's so important that you get the initiation first right now, especially when it comes to that grab combo.
So we're going to rotate over here to the Sanctum, and again, we're going to see both teams come out here on Winston Goats. And why do you see some teams prefer Winston Goats here on the Sanctum?
It's really for the fight on the Mega Pack early, getting this early contest, controlling the pillar side here at the point.
So stand 1 getting right into it here. Much the same for Clone Man. Both teams fighting for decisive advantage. NRG slightly healthier in the poke war here. Skyfoxes find themselves on the out. Health pack used. Izar, though, caught out once more. Skyfox is just able to rotate into him. And now look at the change in tempo. They just start rushing into NRG. It is a clean sweep. And that bodes quite ill for NRG, given how hard it is to retake on this map.
It is very hard. And that's really just because the backline of NRG was so split from their front line. Skyfoxes, sure, they take control of that Mega later on the pillar side. But they have their backline very far forward. They have them moved up to protect their front line, to support them, to follow up that damage. So NRG 2 split there.
Here's the scary thing here. Clone Man's about to get Primal Rage, so he can get into some danger here, but it's not going to matter. Primal Rage in reserve. and they get Kevster without having to invest much of anything. So already, Skyfox is in an excellent spot here. NRG just unable to get through the choke, and Skyfoxes, they're bloodthirsty. They want a little bit more. Coleman's going in deep.
That he should be. I don't think he had to commit. He's back. He's back.
Yeah, but that's
I don't think he had to commit the primal there
no.
myself. I think it was fine even for him to necessarily. He could even have died, and it still would have been okay.
I think he realizes that's why we're seeing all the emotes come out there. It's like, maybe not my best run around.
But they traded with Stand. But I mean, Stand 1, they traded. Yeah. So it's fine in that scenario. They're still holding the choke very aggressively here, looking for this combo. NRG, Kevster only 70% for that grab.
Smack's going around there, but here comes a grab. Grab going to result in Izar immediately being down.
Oh my goodness.
Goodbye.
That was not only was that a great grab, splitting Izar from the team so the Transcendence couldn't heal him, but Mac boops just a little tap. A love tap for Stand 1 just out of the bubble and into the bomb. So very, very well placed there. So I was a little excited though because that was a precision boop.
It's a soft touch that you really have to get excited for there. NRG though in a very rough spot. 75% to the Skyfoxes on the verge of taking map 1 already, and quite decisive at that. This is a fight NRG must win, and win it they shall. Graviton in the cleanup immediately going to be there. Phase demeched. NRG investing a good amount here. But again, it's a fight. This is the fight they needed to take.
They did. But the thing is, Skyfox made the right plays. They didn't invest any support ults there. NRG going to have to look for very solid ult tempo holding these chokes. They don't have that grab. They still have the bomb. But the risk they run is even with strong ult tempo, Skyfox can just hold their ults and wait for the best engage so they have so much time bans.
I mean, we haven't talked about him as much, but this is where you'd look to a player like Smex, who generally does bail NRG out of rough fires. Well, I got to tell you, they are burning right now. For Izire down. Brigida trade to start things out here, 5-on-5. You're going to see NRG back up a little bit after using the barrier. Byram holding on to Transcendence, has to use it to stay alive. Transcendence in, Cloman on Primal looking for knockarounds as it goes. Smack still holding on to the bomb. Graviton going to be used here on the other side. Bud's down. Is very back and forth. Smex is going to have to self-destruct under pressure as he is. It's not the ideal self-destruct. Smex's already gone, so it doesn't even save his life. The Skyfox is now in a much better position, going to be retaking the point.
And here comes Cloman as well. He's back on the pillar side. You see the backline with Kevster stuck here on pillars. Bomb out, catching Kevster. That's a lot of damage off the field for NRG.
And NRG now absolutely in the danger zone. Stand 1 can be able to come back in here with Primal. We'll see if he can delay. We'll see if he can knock anyone into the pit. This is where if you need a hero play, it has to come in now. But no, instead you're just stuck in Bud's Graviton. Can't leap around while that's the case. And the Skyfoxes continue to secure their advantage. They drop the beat. Good tunes, celebrate good times. And as I almost destroy my headset, it's Skyfox taking map 1.
Wow, that was impressive. You didn't catch that one on cam.
Oh no,
we don't have the multi-cam angle, but I don't understand exactly what you did, but you nearly injured yourself.
It was getting ready to stand up, and my large foot just steps on the cable while at the same time I am standing up and nearly ripped the headset off there.
You would think you would learn at any point in your life to just not destroy your equipment, but
oh no, absolutely
it's never
not.
going to be. But that is going to be the first map picked up for Skyfoxes pretty convincingly. I think that was just Skyfoxes putting on a masterclass overall of just their ult economy was really strong. I think Cloman outperformed Stand 1 all of Nepal.
Yes, he
had great value from both not only his ults but also his engages. And Skyfox's backline as well were following up, being in the position they need to. So NRG getting locked out there in Sanctum, I mean, that's sort of the risk you run on Control, where when you lose that first fight, especially on Sanctum, you just get locked out for pretty much the majority of the rest of the rounds, and you just have to use all your ults to get back in, and then you're stuck in the ult tempo disadvantage. It's very tough.
I mean, the problem is that normally you could chalk that up being, it's just a Sanctum thing. Here's the problem. You look at the previous round, it's not like it was super close either for NRG, where you can't even point to just one specific factor. It has been across the board. Skyfox has been looking cleaner, and then they're getting away with things like Clone Man Heroics, where he's just like, I'm going to go for this crazy flank shatter, and we'll see if it works. And then NRG just wrapped up in how the last fights went. They don't even look for him. They drop down. They give Clone Man the dream, the 6-man shatter that every Ryan wants to put on their resume. Well, he gets it there. And now we're going to be heading over to the Blizzard world, where we'll see if NRG can clean things up a little bit, because so far, things have been looking very, very good for the Skyfoxes.
They have, and I think that something that has to be said, and we say it with other teams, is that it's very possible for teams to not be extremely strong in Control and stronger in other game modes, simply because they're maybe a little bit more strategic in their setup. They're not as broadly, they're not as confident on 3-3 necessarily, or like they're just not as good 3-3 team compared to their opponent, which is what Control favors right now. So you want to get those map wins on those other map types. But the risk you run is if you give any other map wins to the superior 3-3 team or the superior control team, you're going to have to run back into it again at the end of the series.
Yeah, so you think about this here. Let's take from that NRG is the weaker control team and they're unlikely to win versus Skyfoxes on control. What that means is that they need to fully win out here on the remaining maps, because if they don't, well, guess what? You're going back over the control and it's bad. So not really the most ideal scenario to be in for NRG, but it is what they find themselves in now. Skyfoxes give in the defense, 3-3. Nothing too fancy there. NRG on the attack, also looking to be 3-3. And stand one, don't be fooled. Your main tank is not on Sombra. Your main tank, though, is going to be scouting to see if you're running anything crazy. And not even that.
Not even that.
Not even that.
Just scouting to see if you're scouting him. Now, going to be the mirror matchup here, 3-3-3-3. Ryan's on both teams. See, Skyfox is holding here on this high ground, just trying to get that spam. They might go for that early engage on the cross for NRG, but it's very likely they'll just spam it back up to the point.
Mac getting chunked a little bit there early on. NRG not going to be rotating over. And Skyfoxes say, you know what, we're going to take this fight. Clone Man leading the way, diving forward. Stand one, getting isolated a bit there down the half. Skyfoxes turn on, but even as they turn on him, Clone Man gets turned on in turn. As a result, NRG up a man advantage here. Stand one diving in. Discord Orb, though, in a really rough spot down low. Is he going to survive? No, not in the least. And while Stand one's in a rough spot, so is the rest of NRG. Skyfoxes recovering despite the early loss.
NRG making a huge error there. They get that pick off from Coleman after that chase, and they could have just moved to point, sat on point, and slowly won, but they decided to recommit. Stand one goes so deep, gets picked off. They had the pick off. They could have just, fought on point.
They could have, but they decided not to. They got a little bit bloodthirsty, and they end up paying the price, as it were. Skyfoxes now, much better situation. Bud's close to having Graviton. They're going to open up the rally here. Better to stay. Cloman down early, but we'll see if Skyfoxes can actually bring this back. Graviton in, stand one down. Ryan game, equalized phase. The bomb going up to the sky here. What's it going to get? Takes down Kevster. Skyfoxes still in a good spot here. And NRG, they've thrown some skin into the game. They use it transcends to their own, and it's not going to result in anything.
No, it's just going to be equalized for both teams here. I think NRG have to be feeling okay about that exchange, considering even though the grab, they didn't have the combo ready, they weren't able to support it. They got the trance out, and now they're in a position where they can move back in and set up that bomb shatter, while Skyfoxes don't have a lot in their bank.
I mean, the key is they have to set up the shatter, while at the same time, Stand 1 needs to not just get obliterated while setting it up. It's been very good focus fire on the Stand this entire time. Skyfox again, good drop on down. Stand dropping the shatter under pressure. They're looking for Clone Man. They take him down. The barrier from Mac. Not quite in time for Clone Man, but still might be okay for the rest of the team. NRG, they just take too much poke damage as they commit. So yes, you've got Clone Man, but everyone else is falling.
And they had a great shatter, but there was no bomb follow-up there. I mean, especially with Clone Man out, I mean, NRG have to be looking to take advantage of that. Smex looking to use the bomb, but I guess they weren't feeling confident in using that such a short snap decision, essentially. And because of that, they utilize Shatter. They get the beat out, but Skyfox have built up their important ults here. Once again, they're coming up on the combo, coming up on that Shatter. They're in a good position to still hold first.
Well, time is now an absolutely deadly consideration to NRG right now. Only a minute 20. It's only about 2 good pushes. And here we go again. Skyfoxes, Clone Man leading the way, dropping on in, applying the pressure. NRG, they feel it. They barrier very quickly in response, but they end up losing 3 right after. The Graviton from Buzz just makes it all too easy.
I think Cloman, that was a great shatter, A, but B, he sort of did NRG a favor by deciding to fight for them by denying the fact that Byron would have been able to get Trance and pop in that fight. So they still will have Trance moving into this final fight, and they have combos. It's realistically now NRG have to make a great approach. They have to get a combo play. The combo play is the determining factor here for NRG if they can get first point.
Now for Skyfoxes, they should realize they're an ult economy hole. Maybe don't drop down here. No, they're going to drop down. They're going to go for it regardless. They decide they want to go for it. Transcendence in. Self-destruct up here from Smex. What's it going to get? Takes down Mac. Man advantage. NRG. Cloman isolated and down. NRG cleaning up the fight. Now, here's the thing. You take a look at Skyfoxes, they had plenty of time here in terms of progress on the point. They could have taken this a lot slower.
They definitely could have taken it a lot slower there. I mean, Skyfoxes right now, they're living by I would say the ideology of aggression is strong, and I agree with that, but also, there are times where you need to temper that aggression. As they move here, they're going to contest very early from this flank. Actually just rotating all the way through the far side, coming up through the wharf.
They're saying, we don't care about the risk of getting booped into the water. It doesn't matter. We have to go back in. Clone Man has a bloodlust that will not be sated. And Stam one down. The Transcendence from Byram. Not out in time to save him. Now the Transcendence is faded, and Skyfox is going, we want point A back! It's ours! You can't have it!
That's a strong rotation. You actually don't see too many teams so far yet on Blizzworld make that rotation through the Wharf side and come up. So very, very smart play for Skyfoxes. NRG a little bit too late on that Trance, not able to keep stand one up. Now Skyfoxes hold the high ground. They're holding the point. And they've equalized ults here as well.
Look, so you do not merely give up Snacks Rammus, as it turns out. Ooh, but Graviton setting up the charge. Stand one, just gang on Horthic right after. And Skyfoxes, they do have a Graviton up. But there comes a point where, what are you defending right now? Perhaps back up a little bit. It's not the worst here. You are down one. But no, they're going to fight tooth and nail. And the Transcendence for Skyfoxes a bit late. Not in time to save Clone Man. And as much as Stam 1 has been getting isolated, there's not enough personnel to take him down this time. And Skyfoxes went a little bit too aggro there.
Battle of the late trances.
Yeah.
Battle of the late trances there. Just trying to, there's a lot of terms for it. It's called, you can call it squeezing, you can call it milking. It's just like waiting until the last second to use that trance whenever possible. And sometimes if you wait too long, you're just not going to be able to keep that pickup.
I mean, you can apply all these terms to it all you want, but end of the day, it comes down to you're making a calculated risk, and the tail end of that risk is that you don't press Q in time to save your main tank.
Yep, it is definitely not in time, and because they don't have trance for this next fight, the grab for Kevs are going to look even scarier. Skyfox is really going to be relying on this combo play here, the bomb, the grab, to make a lot of work happen.
Well, now Skyfoxes, they have been pretty eager to just drop down and go for it. Clone Man getting chunked a little bit there where he doesn't aggressively go in. It's that NRG getting good counter poke. He's going to get healed back up, though. The Skyfox is waiting for the opportunity. Graviton going to come out here first from NRG. Smex laying the bomb to the sky. What's he going to get? It's down 3. NRG. Good combo setup for them there.
Yeah, stand one, just making sure to drop the Shadow to ensure that there's no barrier up. There's going to be no, and really something important as well is that Mac did use that beat. However, did not get a lot of values. NRG pushing the cart. Skyfox is going to be unable to contest in time.
Yeah, this is where even if they were able to get out like vaguely close to it, it still would not have been a great idea. Still, a good amount of time bought. Here is Clone Man, aggro shatter. Give me Gang Kevster in the back. NRG responding with the beats. They have a Transcendence in reserve as well, and they're going to invest it real early here. Support ult
Clone Man second shatter in the fight.
He's knocked back. Clone Man falls, but man, has his presence been felt. Shatter after shatter. Both Reinhardt's down. Graviton can be in here from Kevster. NRG there on the cleanup. No more support ult responses available for Skyfoxes.
Great grab there for Kevster. They could have, I think NRG maybe could have played it slower if they were feeling very risky, especially about their ult economy. They wanted to preserve that, but Kevster dropping that grab I think is fine. 2 shatters for Clone Man in the fight, I think pretty impressive there, but great beat from Pooks to keep everyone at NRG up early throughout the fight and allow the fight win.
Not bad at all. NRG really pushing the payload here. Skyfox is back the other way. Clone Man eating a lot of damage on entry. He gets healed up to begin with, but it's so much focus fire. He's more shield than health at this point. Shatter coming in from Stam 1, but he gives his life for it. He drops the shield, of course, while shattering. Gets chunked. In the meantime, Clone Man's healed back up. Skyfox is pushing back into NRG. It's not bloodless, but it's good enough.
That's going to be NRG having to fall back. Using their shadow, they're not getting much out of it, also trading the rallies. Skyfoxes have built up their important ults here once again, but this is last fight here for NRG. They really need, I think they're going to be trying to wait for combo, and they're going to have to hope to get a lot of value out of it.
Well, they absolutely have to. Kevster, Graviton ready. Smex, his finger on the trigger in reserve. For now, they're just looking at the shield battle. No, Clone Man opens up. Goes for the share to begin with. Doesn't go. Kevster's grab. Eden, FaZe all over it. The combo not going to be happening here. Smex throws out the bomb. Gets nothing. FaZe's bomb. Gets everything.
FaZe making the play there. I think the early pickoff onto Ezire was enough to make the fight win and make the fight very likely to head in the favor of Skyfoxes. But FaZe eating the grab. Great bomb. So that's going to be the hold for Skyfoxes. I mean, not quite a full complete for NRG. Still a decent distance. A lot of that, Joe, just from so much time spent on first.
And the interesting thing here, overall, has just been the aggression from Skyfox has definitely given them the advantage. I think to a degree in some fights it's hurt them a little bit. Like you go back and look at the final fight on first, I think they got a little bit away from win conditions that could have helped them. But the problem is that for NRG's been tentative in their engages. They've had a real hard time keeping stand 1 up. Skyfox has no reason really to change what they're doing right now because NRG has not really had any form of appropriate response.
NRG also, I think they've been so consistently strong in the 3-3, they've sort of just not rocked the boat. This is one of their tougher opponents in the schedule, and Kevster is not getting the space he's used to getting. Kevster's used to having a lot more space. He's used to be able to work that Zarya a little bit more, and right now Skyfoxes with Cloneman at the lead are not giving him that space at all.
No, Cloneman, I mean, also relative to the norm of most Reinhardts, he is, it feels like he just watched a montage of, oh, is this what Bumper and Super are doing? Just go forward forehead. It's going to be fantastic. And to a degree, it has been. And I think to your point is that it's a matter of space, right? NRG has had far less space than I think that they would normally have versus most of the other teams in the group. But look, kudos to the Skyfoxes so far. It's been a good showing.
It has. And now Skyfox is going to be on the offense. Need to get a little bit past that stop, obviously, to get the win. They have a pretty clear win condition here. Rolling out on the Rhine 3-3. NRG also going to be playing that mirror. Moving in here to first.
So the Skyfoxes moving forward, first attack. Point A. NRG holding back on the ground. No! Lastro's down, and that is a quick retreat for the Skyfoxes going, we've lost our Zen. Hello, can we talk this out?
Great right click. Getting those picks, winning the Zen duels, and just getting a snipe early, if you can consistently do that, that's huge, especially in these ult neutral fights, these early setup fights. So Byram sort of being a hero right now with that early play, potentially equalizing a lot of the problems.
It could have been a lot worse for the Skyfoxes, though. There could have been a world where they lost a lot of ult charge by comparison, and NRG doesn't quite farm a lot off them. Now they've dropped off the high ground. They don't get Clone Man in return. They get him quite low, but Smex gets low in turn, so NRG has to back up, give him some room. This is a good exchange for the Skyfoxes so far.
It is, and Skyfox is also holding their amp in reserve. Mac waiting for them to drop before using it.
Clone Man under heavy focus fire. He keeps getting knocked back, by the way, when he's about to fall, something is going amiss in NRG where they keep helping Clone Man by knocking him out of danger. They need to stop doing that.
And right now the trances are equal. Stand one a little bit ahead in that Shatter game. You see the bubble used for Skyfoxes. They're not going to commit on the point until the bubble's back up. Still in firm control for NRG. Skyfox is getting ready to set it up. I wouldn't be surprised to see them rotate around the point. Here they go.
Yeah, they're rotating back around the other way. Byram holding on to the Transcendence here. Skyfox is moving in. Rally invested. Buds. Graviton out. There is no bomb combo to go with it, so it's just going to be traded out here for Transcendence on the other side. Beat now in for the Skyfoxes. NRG, they don't have beat of their own. They are in a little bit of a deficit here. Kevster in danger. Getting isolated. Barely able to get out, but while he gets out, Stand One does not. Now at the Rhine advantage of the Skyfoxes. And that should be enough to take this point.
That should be enough. I mean, you see the rotation. Stand One drops the Shatter, but he's able to force the trance out early, but because of Smex being DMAC not that close to the bomb, there was no follow-up. They were just only able to get the trance out, get out the rally. Horthic actually getting his second rally of that fight. So great play from him.
Okay, and right now the aggression, it's not stopping. Skyfox is moving forward. Stand One, a victim here once more. He goes up going, okay, we're going to set up once more, and little do you know, the Skyfoxes are in hot pursuit.
This is looking, in terms of ult tempo-wise, Skyfoxes are looking firmly in control right now. Not only do they have lots of time per second, but they have the high ground. They're coming up to another combo very soon. Transcendence is building up. NRG has to be kind of wary right here. They need to be looking to potentially use this bomb from Smex to set up.
And the problem for NRG is that they've been held so far back, they haven't been able to quite get the positioning that they would like. They do have the beat in reserve. Stand One moving forward. Shatter ready. Bomb ready. So they push Skyfoxes back a little bit simply because Skyfox doesn't get some payload. But here comes Buds. Sets up with the grab. Bomb right down Main Street here. Kevster down. The bomb from Smex. though. It's way bigger. Smex off the counter bomb. Gonna be giving some energy to NRG. Buying some time.
I thought for sure that was going to be the fight win as soon as Horthic gets the bash onto Stand One. But Smex's Diva Bomb, the defensive bomb, so strong. A great play. You see that happen a lot for Divas where you use it as a way to just counter that combo. Exactly what happened there. And partially because the barrier presence for Skyfoxes was very low.
So NRG in a better spot here. Skyfox is looking to regroup. 3 minutes left here on point B. Still plenty of time for the Skyfoxes because their early attack was good. But NRG, Rays of Hope, raining on in.
And they're going to have that grab very soon. They can get the trance out and then counter trance. They have
Byron
though shattered. He needs to stay alive. He doesn't.
Yeah, there's Clone Man on one side, Buds on the other. Graviton might be in response, but guess what? So's the Transcendence Lastro. Gonna keep the Skyfoxes plenty healthy in that engage. And now they get to chase it on down. Stand One, gonna be down. Skyfox is moving on in, and NRG in hot retreat.
They are going to be able to get out. Except for Pooks, actually, who gets caught very late. You see Skyfoxes, they're in the spawn for NRG. But it's not the end of the world, considering that Byram, he wasn't able to use trance, but he will have it now for the recontest. I think they need to recognize that. They need to recognize that, well, we need to try to get a pick early here, unless they really want to wait for Pooks' beat for the combo to deliver this guy.
Then you go through. Oh, Smex is demeched. Smex immediately getting demeched here, and that is the go signal for the Skyfoxes. They drop the barrier, they move forward, but guess what? They get dropped immediately as Stand 1 uses the Shatter, gets Horthic, and I think Skyfoxes might overplayed their hand. They got the early demech, and now they're in such a rough spot.
Oh, Pooks, he was so panicky. He just drops beat instinctively there. But if he was able to hold the beat, just recognize the fight was over, NRG would have such a huge advantage after that fight win. But they don't. They've equalized now support ults. And in fact, anything Lashro now is that ad because they just traded trance. So NRG got to be so smart here. They need to try to get this grab out early potentially, or even use the trance to force, or use the rally, I should say, to force the trance from Lashro.
Well, they're going to open up with an early grab. They get Horthic as a result. Fantastic setup there from Kevster. And to your point is that that's kind of the back and forth, right? Is that if you make a low IQ play, you have to balance it out with the Galaxy brain play, where in reality you'd just like to be sort of, just average across the board.
Yeah, that's definitely what they needed. Only having to use one ult there, they were able to retain the rally as well. Now they're in a position where they can potentially just use the rally to have that shield presence, have that frontline presence for NRG, and then set up the bomb, set up the shatter.
Meanwhile, Skyfoxes, they have to take a little bit of time to build up here. They have to transcend very early. They get something off this immediately.
That's pretty good.
Stand 1 off the other side. Self-destruct out. Smek's going to get back. NRG off Stand 1 shatter. They make this fight their own. And now the Skyfoxes down to what could be their final fight.
The ult economy for NRG, so like the way they're utilizing ults, getting max effectiveness is perfect right now. They were able to counter the trance with the rally, set up the shatter, shut up the bomb. The only thing they have to worry about here is really going to be, can Buds get grab in time, and can they deny the Clone Man shatter?
Well, on the other side, Kevster should be able to get grab a little bit quicker, but it all comes down to this. Skyfox, who started out so strong here in Blizzard World, about to lose to NRG. NRG on the verge of evening up the series. Final 10 seconds. Payload must be touched.
And NRG can play slow here. They're waiting for Kevster's grab. Hook's also getting close to that beat, so they can afford to play slow.
D.Va, a little bit of pressure on the top, and immediately FaZe gets out of there. Doesn't want to make himself the early target. Now, in the overtime game, Skyfox is on the ground. NRG over the top, they're going to drop on down. Graviton up here from Kevster. He's looking for it, but the shatter doesn't see Clone Man right on over. Clone Man opens up the way.
Izar falling to the ground, getting caught so early there, and then Skyfoxes is getting that great shatter. Clone Man being the hero once more. That's going to be second. Not having to invest too much there, just the rally, just the shatter. NRG, though, held on to their ults of their own. So it's not the end of the world for them. It's not, doomsday necessarily, as you see this chase coming up for Skyfoxes.
Bear in mind, though, NRG did not complete the map. Skyfoxes with a strong win condition. Izar staggered. That could come back to haunt them. Yes, they demech FaZe. They get FaZe out of it, so it's a reasonable equalization here. But in a poke war, depending on how it goes down, this could still work out for Skyfoxes, but I do think they're going to wait for FaZe.
No, I think NRG should be trying to be more aggressive here as well, because Kevster has a free grab while FaZe is out of mech. FaZe, though, going to be back. Or, well, with D-Mech, he's down. He's going to be back.
Now that you said that, it's going to be all the more tragic if this grab from Kevster ends up getting eaten. Graviton in reserve. FaZe looking for it, and the grab on the other side's eaten. Buds was looking for it. Smex gobbles it up. Kevster grab, lands successfully. Skyfoxes use their self-destruct to buy a little bit of time, though. They end up getting Stand 1 right after. They invest the barrier. They're going for it. NRG on the brink. They have to transcend to stay alive. But Buds gets Izar. Smacks the hero once more. The self-destruct to the sky buys room for NRG. In the breathing room, going to be theirs as Smex continues to rack it up.
Smex is also going to get this frag onto Horthic late, along with Stand 1. Smex being the hero play. I think that's 4, maybe 5 in that fight for Smex. Eating the grab, setting up the bomb. It's just him and Stand 1 on point, though, because the Skyfoxes spawn extremely close. And something to notice, 0 ults currently available for NRG. Skyfoxes have that rally coming up on the grab.
This is the final fight. It all comes down to this. They have to get to the payload. NRG just barely touching in time. Skyfoxes almost sneaking that one through. The rally's active. Buds has built up the grab. Looking for it right now. Grab against the wall. Follow through is going to be there. Meanwhile, Smex, self-destruct. No, he's going to not get much out of that. NRG, they do quite well here moving forward. Skyfox is in a great position off the rally. It's just too much. The transcendence in from Byram. It comes in late to the fight as Skyfoxes have built what could be an absolutely insurmountable position. The cleanup is going to be theirs. And NRG, it was a valiant last effort. Smex did about all you could expect to be done. But in the end, the Skyfoxes take it. And now they're up 2-0.
And something as well to note is not only did Smex make it a heroic effort there, but that was partially because the support ults were layered. Earlier, about two fights ago, both the Trance and the Beat came out at the same time for NRG. Pooks had that Beat late while the Byron is using that Trance. So they didn't have it up for the following fights. And layering support ults is great if you're trying to survive a combo, but it's not great if you're in a fight where just you're trading that Trances out and you're trying to keep your Reinhardt alive.
I think one thing that we really noticed here from NRG so far in the half is that their supports have been very, very just touchy, where it's been easy to spook them. Not so much Byron, but specifically...
Even to spooks them.
Yes.
Because
I get where you've gone here.
Yeah.
But you take a look at it. The one thing that you saw also earlier where they stopped doing it, but I really keyed in on it here at Blizzard World, is that how many times you see Clayman get focus fired and then he's about to fall and he gets sort of double displaced out. Whip shots, boops, etc. It's like, you don't have to do this. He's down to half HP. You want him in the middle of your team. Stop throwing him away.
But that's sort of that cognizant effort in terms of when you're playing 2-3, you really have to think about your cooldowns and how, when you're just in the middle of a fight and you're swinging at someone, you're like, well, I'm using my cooldowns here on the guy that's low, that's in the middle of my fight, but you don't realize that, you're moving them away from the team. It's sort of the next step forward. It's like deactivating the primate brain almost to think about oh yeah, this is a strategic move I need to make. So it's something that NRG has been struggling with a little bit. They had a great hold on second. They were looking pretty strong. There were some heroic plays from Smex too. But really at the end of the day, that one mistake, the double support ult, at the end of the day just put you in the ult tempo spiral, which means you could not come back.
Well, there was definitely signs of life there for NRG where they almost brought the map back. Now they're going to have to apply that energy to the rest of the series. But that rest of the series is going to be coming up right after this break.